Hello guys, welcome to Python and Machine Learning Daily. Today we'll be talking about Pandas, a well-known library that we use every day for machine learning to process the data. And one of the first tasks of machine learning engineer is to understand the data. So for example, if you have CSV with salaries and years of experience, you have a question. How long is the file? How many columns? How many rows? What are the minimum, maximum? The general overview, so you would even understand, is it a linear regression? Is it some other algorithm? How to filter and process that data. So Pandas has a lot of functions to help us with that. In this video, I will show you 8 useful functions. So here's my Jupyter notebook, and we read that salary CSV into data frame with Pandas, and the result of that shape. So this is the first function. It's not actually a function, it's a property, which shows the amount of rows and columns. Don't forget, if you do this, then you will get an error that this is not callable. So this is a property. Then function number 2 is info, general info. In addition to 100 rows, 100 entries, and 2 columns, it lists the columns with type of each column and how many non-null values. This is important to filter out the null rows and columns. And also, this number may be quite important, memory usage, so what is the size of the full data frame. Useful function number 3 is describe. It shows the data for each column with various statistical features like count how many columns, mean, which is average value, then minimum and maximum, then STD and percentiles. This is for those who are into math and statistics and have a separate article on how to understand those numbers from mathematical point of view, and I will link that article in the description below. So from those numbers you may understand to what part the data is towards. Is it more with lower numbers, higher numbers, and stuff like that. The next function is head, which is used very often just to show 5 first rows. But did you know you can quickly customize it? So head 3 will give you 3 rows, or however many rows you want to specify here. The next useful function is the opposite of tail. If there's a head, there should be something opposite, which is tail. So tail will show you the last 5 rows, and also you may specify the number of rows to be returned. Next in the list we have sample, also 5 rows or however many you want to show, which is random sample. And keep in mind that each time you run sample you will have different results. So these lines run again, these lines totally different random sample, if you are afraid that your head or tail will contain some kind of biased data. Next in our list is n largest. So you can filter out the largest values, 5 values, or again, however many you want, of a specific column. And also, as usual, there's the opposite. There's n smallest, from what I remember is called. Yep, so smaller salaries are also listed here. And finally, in this list, we have value counts, which is very useful for classification. So in this example, it's not that useful. It shows how many rows have values of this 2 years of experience. So we have 17 rows with 2 years of experience, 15 rows with 6 years, and so on. From here you may see the rows and the values that are not represented enough. So one row may be some kind of outlier or noise, and from here you may make some decisions on what data to filter. And speaking about the filter, I will shoot a separate video of how to filter and transform the data, but as an example, a quick example, you may filter the data like this. So for example, from n largest you see, actually let's bring it back, n largest. So you have salary of 4745, which is maybe not that accurate, and you want to filter only the salary up to 4,000. So this is one option. This is an example syntax of you provide the condition, then put that into brackets and assign to another data frame. And this is, by the way, another kind of advice along the way. So don't do something like this. It would override the original data frame, which you may need later in the script. So if you make some transformations, I do advise in most cases to create new variables, or at least one variable, to preserve the original data frame from the CSV or whatever is your source. So yeah, these are 8 useful functions from Pandas to have a general understanding of your data frame and CSV data. What do you think? Would you add something else to this list? Shoot in the comments below. I will shoot more videos about other Pandas functions with other purposes, so subscribe to the channel to get daily videos from Monday to Friday about Python and machine learning. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.